Yo, 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 mic checker, mic checker. We're going to do the good old fashioned test to make sure that we're sounding great and that it looks good. And doing it now. Picture to reload player. Where that player? Where that player? Hello. Mic checker. Mic checker. Throw my dirty ass hat. Put it backwards. All right. Seems to be good. So we're going to turn this off over here. Actually, we'll leave it. No, yeah, we'll turn it off because it kind of makes me lag when I play. We'll start up League. All right, cool. And then we'll put Twitch on here so I can see it. I can't see it. There it goes. Make sure I can hear myself. It's a mic check, and then we're gonna throw some conspiracy theory on. I don't want to be groggy. I guess I'll Silver. I guess. I was playing Shaco earlier, so that's why I have these type of summoner spells on her now. Like that. Oh, no heal. All right. Bad sleep, no muscle. We're looking for conspiracy theory. Just so much political stuff right now that's pissing me off, man. Oh, look it. I'm on YouTube. Hey. Nice. We're going way too far, artists out of our communities. Let's do how we did it before. We'll go to conspiracy videos, and then we're gonna go and filter it to get today's. Am I in? Error. Am I back in? What's happening? Saw that one, a MAGA conspiracy, and this is what is this? Outkick with Clay Travis. All right, let's take a look at it.
If an app was built on an AI code platform but no one has published it, did it ever really exist? Fiverr has the answer, a pool of development.
Welcome into Outkick the show. I am your fearless leader, Clay Travis.
You know
Get your popcorn. I have kicked the hornet's nest, and I'm going to keep kicking the hornet's nest, but I'm just going to make sense. And that is something that is in rare supply in the fevered realms of the internet. I'm going to talk about Jeffrey Epstein. I'm also then going to cover a lot of ground with the TSA ending the shoe removal requirement, Superman's director, Crazy Town Talk, Joe Biden's cell phone call, NCAA college football 26. Let me know what video assets we have. I'm not sure what we have up there right now. So text me and let me know what we have, because there may be something else that I want to talk about. But I want to start with the reaction to the Jeffrey Epstein story.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible.
And I'm going to walk through it And
Yes,
I'm going to
insane.
tell you what I think is most likely, what I think likely occurred. And some of you are going to say, oh my goodness, Clay Travis is a Russian asset, or Clay Travis is a Chinese asset, or they got to Clay. Really, I think you've just gone crazy and I'm hyper rational. But let's walk through this entire process. All right. And so I believe it was Sunday night. News comes out. They say that they've reviewed all of the evidence, and I'm paraphrasing here, so I'm not directly quoting. They've reviewed all the Epstein evidence, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, and Dan Bongino.
You know what? Before he goes on, I want to give my little theory on what exactly is happening right now. Because I think, well, I'll step back for a second. I voted for Trump. So I'm trying not to think that he's actually a part of it. And he was running on, getting rid of the deep state, exposing all these pedophiles. So I don't think he is part of it. But what I think it is, I think it's a few things. It could be a few things. One, they deleted all the evidence already from the last administration, so he kind of fucked up by having his his team go through it and say all this stuff like, oh yeah, we got all this stuff, but there wasn't really anything because it was deleted. So they thought they had something, but they kind of prematurely told everyone that they had something big, but it was nothing. So this is kind of let down. Or you know what? I want to be real. He might be a part of it, and he's trying to save his ass. But so might the Democrats and other politicians. That's why I didn't say anything before. So I'm kind of just more curious to see what's going to happen next. But those are my two theories. I also have one more theory, and that's hold on. My third and final theory is that he's still alive. Epstein with Maxwell and everyone's in on it, including Trump. He might not be a pedophile, but he's in on it, so he's complacent. And they're all just fucking chilling right now, looking at us, laughing at the world right now, eating popcorn, maybe doing the same shit that they were doing before. But those are my theories. We'll see what he thinks.
This message with air conditioning in the background. Normally, it'd be difficult to carry a conversation with someone as a result of this background noise, but with NVIDIA's AI-powered noise removal,
additional criminal behavior
that
they've been able to uncover, and that most of the videos, pictures, whatnot, many of them involve minors or individuals that that Epstein was sleeping with, potentially. And there are no more charges that are coming, and people are losing their minds. And they're now accusing Pam Bondi, Attorney General, and Kash Patel, and Dan Bongino of somehow being
what up, brother?
In the conspiracy. And I am here to tell you that is
I ain't rolling.
Okay?
I'm fucking sober.
It's
this is me
to
sober,
just
bro.
Keep saying, oh, there's a conspiracy. Oh, there's a conspiracy.
I haven't smoked in like
a week.
Conspiracy.
I do not know. Let me just give full disclosure. I do not know Pam.
Dude, I need to smoke.
I don't believe.
I feel like I'm at rolling.
I do know Kash Patel.
Oh my God.
I advocated for him to become FBI director. I think he
dude, it's been fucking hard to sleep.
I know Dan Bongino.
I don't know if you still smoke or like you take breaks, but
Dan Bongino know that he busts his ass and has worked.
I fucking hard, well, I'm also drinking coffee
that he had, and he gave billions of dollars
Black
to
coffee.
work for the FBI. And I do not believe for a scintilla of a moment.
Yeah, bro. I've been smoking for like a decade.
Kash Patel and
probably longer.
And Dan Bongino are engaged in some sort of massive conspiracy. I think that is crazy.
Yeah, bro. I remember.
And
you
I think that people who believe it.
I remember playing Boulder's Gate, and I was falling asleep because I think I was high as shit, and you're probably just on coffee.
What I actually think is the most likely to have happened here in general. First of all,
what do you think about the Epstein shit, bro? Hold on, let me pause this. Oh, Adderall, yeah, Adderall too. I haven't took Adderall in like fuck shit since I was in high school. Dude, that's what I'm thinking now, man. Even though I want to believe Trump, I kind of feel like they're all, the way he responded was kind of dismissive, and it's kind of like he just wants people to fucking get over it because he's in on it. I don't know, man. Oh shit! Fuck. I'll try and let's do some conspiracy theories and see what other people think.
Sounds can be removed, so you.
What the fuck is that? I don't know what's playing. Distracting sounds.
I think that through relationships, Jeffrey Epstein.
I think so too. Bush, Clinton,
Victoria's Secret. Jeffrey Epstein was able to have.
Oh, the wind noise is my my AC. Now, like, watch. When I click play again.
Access.
Oh, never mind. It was like talking about
pretty girls.
I don't know. It said some shit. I don't know what that was.
Supermodels when it came to throwing parties and doing social events.
And the like clicking. I think the clicking is my
allowed him
me clicking.
Access eventually to a lot of rich and powerful men. And leave aside everything else and let's start here. The two most powerful groups of people throughout human history are
let me see.
and young pretty girls. And if you are able to put old rich guys in the party of young pretty girls, you oftentimes
do you know what it might
situations
be? I might have to switch
that intelligence agencies have been exploiting for generations. And so I think the most likely story, in my opinion,
to
explain the rise of Jeffrey Epstein and how he went from not very wealthy to extremely wealthy and extremely well-connected is that he was able to leverage his connections with good-looking girls into relationships and sometimes compromising situations that intelligence agencies
I'm trying to see if I actually have a soundboard open now.
Were interested in. That is, to me, the most logical aspect of this entire story. And that in order to preserve some of those relationships.
Yeah, dude. Then I heard
the relationships with the
Maxwell,
intelligence agencies and all of these different.
Her dad was also like a Jewish asset or something like that.
Data was destroyed and is no longer.
Look into her dad, bro. I don't know if you've seen that shit. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, most agencies. Mossad.
That's what I think is the most likely. That's me trying to read the tea leaves. That's
so is Epstein too, right? He's also
sitting around reading Epstein
Jewish
files, and I think that's the most likely outcome. What I find to be outrageously unlikely is that
I could have sworn I saw somewhere. Maybe it was on Grok. It said he was Jewish. Maybe he's like an American Jew.
And at the FBI, and then Pam Bondi at the Attorney General's office. That they have in some way.
I put it on Grok, and I was trying to like
massive trove
break it down on Grok
behavior by prominent people,
and that's how I found out how Maxwell's dad was.
Because they're a part of the conspiracy too. Like, what sense would that?
It's all
make?
Bad, bro.
It doesn't add up.
Yeah, this shit makes us look fucking retarded.
People say, "Well, they're protecting Trump." Look at what Democrats did to Trump. They tried to bankrupt him. They found a random chick who worked in a department store in New York City 25 or 40 years ago to allege that
he was like a teacher before he got all big, right?
And funded her lawsuit.
Before he actually started doing all that prostitute shit.
A porn star.
Or trafficking.
Paid money to and tried to turn it into, 34 count felony?
Monday.com, the opposite of any work platform we tried in the past. You can really see that they care about their user. It didn't just work, it spread. And people became Monday evangelists. And you know why?
Oh, yeah.
Because people actually liked using it. You can create workflows yourselves, no IT, no admins. And that's why we love it. There's no roadblocks. Everything can just be done instantly. We have people creating workflows and showing them off around.
They tried, the FBI raided
Mar-a-Lago. This is fucking stupid.
They tried to put Trump in prison for the rest of his life. We had double assassination attempts.
But they could have been fake assassination attempts, though.
To try to end Donald Trump's political career over.
I know, bro. I'm like, no.
They tried to bankrupt him. They tried to kill him.
No views, I still get fucking banned.
Prison him for the rest of his life.
I don't think he'll get banned, bro.
There's evidence that he was sleeping with minors.
Maybe if I put something like Jews are killing us, then I'll probably get banned.
Merrick Garland, Hillary Clinton, all of them were like, oh, we'll try to put Joe Biden, Trump in prison for the rest of his life. We will do such a poor job of protecting him that almost a year ago, this random guy.
That's the other thing is
they nearly killed him again at West
I don't like
Palm
about
Beach,
some of these MAGA influencers right now. They're trying to like dismiss it like it's nothing.
Mar-a-Lago and went through Melania's
the Hail Hitler
drawer. They charged him with crimes in Florida.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. When that song came out, I was fucking bopping that shit at the gym. That shit was actually good. Oh, fuck. I'm dead. No. Hell yeah. Yeah, like, he went so hard on the beat. And even though the chorus is Hail Hitler, that shit was fucking hard. I was like singing that shit.
When your audience can hear loud.
Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about.
You can test this feature by turning it on and off in the menu, or adjusting the strength of the effect.
Oh, you know what that is?
DC, all over the country, Atlanta, down in Georgia, they tried to put him in.
I'm gonna check it right now once I die again.
Happens.
Yeah, it's like an ad for or a tutorial for your sound. It's called NVIDIA Broadcast.
We're not gonna say anything about.
I think that's what it is.
To Jeffrey Epstein. It's crazy. Okay. The Epstein data that is out, the stories that I have seen. Okay, so the idea that somehow Trump is being protected is, to me, crazy and does not add up.
No.
If Democrats had Trump dead to rights with Epstein, they would have dropped all that information the minute that they could. What do I have as evidence of that? Every aspect of their behavior since. They leaked his freaking tax returns. They have gone through every aspect of his life with a fine-tooth comb. They accused him of a P8 with Russia.
Hi there.
They said that
this is a test message with Eric.
Bought the election for him and that he colluded with Russia to be elected president. All of these things, and you're telling me they drew the line on his involvement.
And then the whole Diddy stuff
Epstein,
too?
It doesn't add up. Okay? I'm just
that doesn't add up either.
You get upset when you challenge conspiracies. Sometimes conspiracies make sense. I think we were lied to about a lot of things related to COVID. Who benefits?
He's probably all part of the same shit, bro.
Who
benefits from the Epstein files?
Benefits from every Democrat and every Republican not releasing the information. It's just the grand conspiracy theory here is too large. Okay, so that's
what the hell is his point on that?
And my Dan Bongino and my Kash Patel and my AG Pam Bondi. Now, if you want criticism, I think that
they did.
Pam Bondi,
and they were all quiet as fuck when the shit was happening.
Did the interview on Fox News, and she said that file was on her desk. I think she was saying she was reviewing
did he get like 10 years maybe?
But I think that she spoke as if it were the case that she had tons of incriminating information. That was the way that it spiraled forth.
Is he also Jewish?
I also think that
he's walking.
I thought information surrounding
he got charged with prostitution. Or not prostitution.
And I have said before, and if you want me to say, okay, Clay, what do you think about Epstein?
Transporting a prostitute or something like that.
Epstein died.
Yeah, they acquitted 3 of them out of the 5, I think, or
with
something like that.
Guard who fell asleep with cameras that were not working, and then they posted.
Yeah, that's the part right there, bro. I don't know if you saw the video of the cell, but it was like a minute was missing from that video, and then what's her name? Pam, whatever that bitch's name is that says she had the paper on her desk or the files on her desk. She said that cell. Yeah, she like pretty much she said that cell or the prison that he was kept at. That camera was known to malfunction. So like, why the fuck would you keep this dude in a cell that you know the cameras would be malfunctioning for one, and that this sounds like a fucking cop out too. It was just a minute where it malfunctioned each time. Fuck. Yeah, Bondi. Yeah, honest. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they said it got deleted or something. The guard fell asleep. I put something on Instagram about it on someone's post, and I was like, if Trump doesn't do like a 180 on this, he's gonna lose a shit ton of his base. And I got a lot of likes on it. I feel like he is gonna lose a good chunk of his base if he doesn't at least acknowledge that he kind of fucked up. Yeah, exactly. Why even say shit? They at the start, like if they're involved, they shouldn't be saying anything. Oh shit, he's over there. I didn't see this guy fighting. Yeah, that's true. You can't run, but what it's gonna do is gonna destroy the MAGA party. So yeah, I think the MAGA party was at least betting on JD Vance to kind of push the next step after Trump. I know there was that theory that he was gonna run a third time. I don't think that shit's gonna happen. I don't think you can run a third time if you wanted to. I don't know if you heard about that one. I think he even mentioned it, but he even said he's not gonna do it. So that's why I think he's gonna. Yeah. I think he's gonna try to put it on Vance, but that's another thing. JD Vance has been really quiet throughout this whole thing. I don't even think he's acknowledged any of the Epstein files being like debunked or whatever.
Cameras from outside of the hallway.
The reason I'm saying that is because that guy, JD Vance, ran on that shit too. He kept talking about JD or Epstein, his files and the deep state and all that shit.
I think it was messy of Pam Bondi when they had influencers into the White House.
I'm getting my ass kicked.
And basically,
it's not me.
Didn't have much information, and they tried to say, "Oh, it's the Epstein list." The Epstein.
Wow, they're getting their ass kicked.
I think the most likely outcome, if we apply Occam's razor here, is
yeah.
There's not much information.
See, that's probably the only guy that wasn't or not him. Oh yeah, it is him. JFK. Yeah, he's probably the only guy that wasn't a part of it. That's why they killed him. He was trying to expose it. I also thought they were gonna release all that like JFK stuff where they're gonna, say there was another shooter or something. I kept seeing a shooter in the car. I don't know if it was an edited video or not. Damn, we got our asses kicked. They got their asses kicked. All right, let's finish this video.
Information in those.
I'm probably gonna do one more.
Much of the information that does exist is just evidence of
you still play
Jeffrey Epstein's sexual peccadillos. Also, some people are like, well, there's a huge ring of minors that Epstein's running and all these things. I haven't seen evidence of that. Talking about the evidence that is out there. Epstein
didn't they already had evidence of that?
Harem, basically, of women. He had the woman who was put in prison, who was basically his madam, for lack of a better way to describe her. She would go out, approach women, bring them into him.
Yeah.
But everything that I have seen,
I even saw
suggests that Epstein
something about
was
the Jews were involved in 9/11.
Women that were,
and then it shows like the buildings getting crashed, whatever, or getting destroyed.
Nice. I just found a
and it shows these Jews dancing. Yeah, the dancing Jews.
The company's
I thought that was just like a conspiracy theory. I was like, what the fuck?
Every state has different
Jews,
laws
man.
as to what
didn't they get arrested too?
As to what is the age of consent. And for instance, I believe I am correct. I promise you're not going to get fired for looking it up.
I'm going to pull it up.
The state of Alabama, the age of consent.
Yeah, they did, and then they let him go. Oh,
there are a bunch of different states. Some of them, we tend to say 18 is the age of minor or majority.
So I think back in 2019, 2020.
But there's actually
whenever Kanye was going, like his first little outbreak about Hitler and stuff like that. Oh shit! You have what do you got? You got what's that shit called? Linux? Yeah, Linux. But back in 2019 or 2020 on X, I'm gonna try to find it and show you. When Kanye was going crazy or whatever, or not crazy, where he was talking about Hitler and stuff like that. He doesn't like the Jews. Someone wrote something. I think he's like an influencer. He wrote on Kanye's video. He's like, "Damn, this guy's going crazy." And I wrote that guy. And I was like, "Actually, did you watch the whole video? He kind of makes some good points on some things, and some things he like kind of spirals out." And then that guy started talking shit to me. But then some other guy, some random ass, I have no clue what it was. He started writing me for like a month, and he's like, "I'm gonna leave this here, and if you want to read it, you can read it. But it's like the whole alternate history of the Nazi Germany and Jews and all this stuff." And so I read some of it, and there's just a whole conspiracy theory, I guess, that the Jews back in between World War I and World War II, they were like the... No, I haven't listened to that. But so like there's a Jewish doctor, I guess he was the one that started the whole trans surgery or whatever. Oh no, translated Hitler video. Yeah, actually I did see the translated Hitler video. I think he said translator Hustler video. Yeah. I seen that one where he's like talking all passionately, talking about how like he just wants the Germans to work, and like he doesn't want the Jewish people to take the jobs and the higher up positions and stuff like that. He wants it to be a German. Yeah, I saw that. Gay books and trans. Yeah. The gay book burnings and the trans book burnings. Look up that doctor though. I forgot his name. But it was a doctor between World War I and World War II. He was the first one to successfully do a trans surgery. And obviously there are some people that are mad, but he did the trans surgery on a German soldier. And there's whole other theory like the German soldiers were gay or something like that. I don't know. It was fucking weird. I'm gonna try to find it for you, and I'll send it to you. Yeah, bro. Like, there's a whole video he showed me, and it was about how the German soldiers, there was a whole group of them that were like drag queens, pretty much. And they were just used to fucking, I guess, fuck the other Germans, I guess. I don't know, bro. It looked weird. But they're saying, the Jewish doctor was saying that these guys needed a transgender surgery or else they were going to kill themselves. So I think it's all bullshit. Just like an excuse just to make someone try or experiment on someone.
Its own age of consent law. And so some states are 18, other states are 17. Some states are 16. I think
I'm going to get this win and I'll send you 15. That. Do you have an extra count?
My point on this is Jeffrey Epstein was engaged with 16, 17, 18-year-old girls to the extent that they were underage. Not 9 and 10-year-old girls. Now, everybody's going to clip this and be like, oh, there's a difference. And the difference is in some states, Jeffrey Epstein's behavior would have actually been legal.
Well, in some countries,
if you want to take that up, then that's a fair accusation. I think it's somewhat strange that we have different ages of consent.
Oh, okay, yeah, Counter-X, yeah. That's why I have that information of that guy. I'm gonna try to find it.
Look, I think, I'm correct according to the team. The age of consent in Alabama is 16.
I do, bro. But mainly because also I'm using it to promote my Twitch 18.
Too. which
so
means
I guess not my identity, Dirty Mike
you
OG.
drove from
My
Huntsville,
Twitch identity.
Alabama to Nashville, Tennessee, where I
But it
live,
has my face, so
you could have a legal relationship with a 16-year-old in Alabama, and it could become illegal in Tennessee. That's a complicated issue.
It's funny because
and there are lots of different states
always get people
out there
adding me. A lot of scammers on there, and they're just when it's like Elon's private account, and he tried to write me. He's like, "Hey man, I see you're a fan. You want to get to know Elon? This is my private account and shit." He's trying to talk to me. It's like, this guy is fucking retarded. I wonder if people actually fall for that shit.
Someone who's 9 or 10. And people
it literally says Elon's private account, but doesn't have the check mark.
So this whole idea of what is being protected, I think
Prime Day is here with great deals on whatever you're getting into next. What's the move?
I think the evidence all supports that Jeffrey Epstein had access to lots of young, attractive women, and there were lots of rich men who wanted access to young, attractive women, and he used his access to young, attractive women as a way to make money and potentially be an intelligence asset of foreign countries, because one of the top ways that intelligence assets are able historically to take advantage of men is through the honeypot scheme, which is honestly, if you want to circle back around to the big conspiracy theory on the left, it was that Trump was a Russian agent. Why was he a Russian agent? Because they said, according to the Steele dossier, there was all this behavior of Trump with Russian prostitutes, and that was why
Trump Jewish as well?
Putin had him by the balls, and that
was
why Trump would never stand up to Russia.
I need to look into that.
That was all a lie. Okay? There is a lot of lies on the internet. This is going to stun you.
That would be wild if he was actually Jewish too. That would start so much conspiracy theories.
I dive into a lot of these stories. I will look at them. I'll tell you exactly what I think.
Oh, Catholic?
Now,
well,
some of you are going to say, "Oh, somebody called into the Clay and Buck show earlier."
Catholic, I guess.
What do I
is he Catholic though?
From telling you any of this, I could just go on this show and I could be like,
I feel like
he
bullshits that.
Prove that everybody who is famous and rich in the country is a huge.
Yeah, I think he's probably not religious, huh? That's what I probably think it is.
And this huge conspiracy is keeping everybody from being charged and all these different things, okay? Including Donald Trump and Bill Clinton. And some of you would say, yes, Clay Travis, you're speaking the truth. I don't think the evidence supports that. I don't. And so you may be watching, you may disagree, that's fine.
Oh,
and you can even attack me and say, oh, they got to Clay. How?
Hell yeah.
What do I have
yeah.
other than the fact that I like to do these shows? Honest question.
That's all I wanted to, bro. I know he said,
I mean, walk away.
I guess the second one would have been like the bonus one if you would have stopped the wars, but I kind of already knew that was never going to happen. That's like kind of out of his control. There's too much countries that just hate each other, like Israel and fucking Palestine or whatever, and Russia and Ukraine. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But the economy and the border, he could have fixed, and he could have did a good job on that. I honestly wanted the Epstein files to come out too, because he kept talking about it, but if he wasn't going to bring them out, he shouldn't have said shit at all about them, in my opinion. If he was just going to say the exact same thing that the other administration said. And you know what? Another crazy part too is, I don't know if you remember, didn't they give like these influencers some binders not too long ago and said this is like the Epstein folder phase 1? Yeah, dude. It's like phase 1 and done, huh? Like, it was so stupid.
Hi there. This is a test message with air conditioning.
Oh my god. I went back on.
I thought I closed everything that I want. I kid my wife every now and then when we're sitting on the beach. Hey, one day I'm just going to take my phone, I'm going to throw it into the ocean, and I'm just going to travel the world, and nobody's going to be able to find me. I don't have to do this.
It kind of makes me think too
I've
that
got FU money.
Oh,
You'll
shit,
say, what's
oh, shit.
FU money? It's a good question.
Oh,
I don't know, but I know I got it. To me, FU money is you could walk away.
It showed like all it did was confirm that that dude did it himself, right? He didn't have a partner.
You think about any issue under the
what was the killer's name or the?
Maybe that's a different dollar for everybody.
The sniper.
I'm worth over $100 million.
I forgot his name.
To me,
but that was the big conspiracy theory, right? There was multiple shooters.
If I was worth $20 million, I think that's close to FU money. I would say $50 million is FU money. If you can walk away and make millions of dollars in interest a year and never have to work, to me, that's FU money.
What's he talking about now?
The people who are actually susceptible to being manipulated are the people that have to work, the people that have to have a job. And I've been in that camp before, and that was risky to say
everyone
what I thought when I didn't have protection because I could get fired because I didn't own a company. Like, I've been there before. Trust me, I know what that's like. And the reason why I think it's important to speak out is people like Dan Bongino gave up millions of dollars to go work for the government. He didn't need that job.
I don't like that point. I know Trump uses that point too, but they can definitely be getting money, millions of dollars from the government, especially like hush money and shit like that, and different like influential spots or meeting different people to get more money. I don't know. That's kind of like a weird ass point, in my opinion. Come on. Yeah, or they're scared. Exactly. Yeah, true. They're just gonna stay quiet because they don't want to be suicide. I don't know if you follow that guy, Dan, whatever the fuck, Bongino, whatever the fuck his last name is, but during Joe Biden's term, and I think even some of Trump's last term, he was going off about the Epstein files, saying that was a big ass thing, that he had all this information, and then once he gets into this position, he's completely quiet about it. He's like, it looks like he's scared. They don't want to get Hillary. Hillary's going to get him.
Trump is an example of this. He doesn't need the job.
Yeah, I knew he was going to say that. That I kind of agree with Trump, but I don't know.
That's what's going on. I can tell you this right now.
Yeah, it's fucking tough now.
Have more
like Cash Patel,
I could ever spend for the rest of my life.
Sometimes it doesn't matter about the money, though, right?
Entire career.
I feel like some people actually want other people to die. Like, there's these people that actually believe in eugenics.
Now, I can't speak for anybody else, but I think there are a lot of people who reach my level that the thing they care about the most is total creative freedom. That's what I care about the most. No one ever says to me, you can't talk about that. You can't say that. Be careful if you say that. That doesn't happen. No one. And I think that's the reason why my audience has continued to grow.
True.
You don't have to agree with me on everything. In fact, you shouldn't agree with me on everything. You should use your
like
powers of perception. You should
what
do
are they called?
your,
The Rockefellers.
Powers of analysis.
What
I am telling
some other big families that are all interbreeding.
I think based on the evidence,
inbred type of shit, even like kings and queens are all inbreeding.
Conspiracy surrounding Jeffrey Epstein are wrong.
Well, Michael.
And I think the
Michael
reason
Obama,
why you
Big
feel
Mike,
so unsatisfied is a lot of people are telling you that they've reviewed the evidence.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
It isn't there.
Michelle
You've
Obama
been sold a bill of goods.
Has a fucking huge ass back.
Shows. I don't buy that the entire government,
Big Mike has a fucking developed back.
People who are from media, out of media, Donald Trump.
I guarantee Big Mike can deadlift close to 600 pounds.
Cash Patel.
With that type of back.
Members Mark is your everyday. Elevated. The Members Mark brand is made up of
Jim Comey. whatever
I
that
think
guy's name is.
if you're rich,
disagree on virtually everything.
But I think if you're rich, and even if he's talking about all that shit, and you like, you're rich and you think you're so powerful, and you start doing like weird shit like that, the excuse he's making is like a perfect excuse for that. Like, oh, I'm rich. Why would I do any of that? Why I just want creative freedom, whatever. Why would I actually do all this shit? Why would I? You're rich, dude. You think you're like you have so much power, you can do whatever you want. That's what I think some of these people have. Like, that's the problem right now. They think they're so rich they're not going to get caught by anyone because they can just buy off the police. They can buy off anyone, or like you said, make them scared because they can just pay like a hitman or something.
In the background. Normally, it'd be difficult to carry a conversation with someone as a result of this background noise.
Yeah, Untouchables, yeah.
But
oh my gosh, the shit's gonna keep going up.
Under the sun, but they all are united in protecting the Jeffrey Epstein list from ever seeing the light of day. Does that make sense to you?
This
they
kind of
disagree on everything else under the sun, but now multiple.
I feel like this guy is a part of it now, bro.
Have very different positions.
I'm looking at this Clay Travis. I'm gonna see if this guy's Jewish.
Under the sun, they're all agreeing to engage in a vast right and left wing conspiracy.
Wild Rift? I don't.
Together
to
keep.
Bro, that's why I thought it was you.
About
like some person that was hitting me up.
And they're constantly accusing
Joe Rogan's part of it. I would be surprised if Joe Rogan's part of it. You might be right, because like, all celebrities and stuff, but I feel like Joe Rogan, and because Elon Musk could be a part of it too, but I feel like Joe Rogan has been pushing. All his tweet stuff, he doesn't believe that shit. I don't know if you saw when he had. He might, bro. I mean, he's a celebrity. He's fucking super rich too. But what's it called? I don't know if you saw the episode with Kash Patel, and he was just fucking grilling him, asking about it, and I felt like Kash Patel was nervous to talk about it. He was lying out of it. Oh. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm okay with it, but yeah, I'm okay with it making a third party. But I don't know if it's gonna do well. I feel like all third parties don't really do shit. Have you been or have you seen that dude Asmongold stuff? He's the Twitch streamer, and he's a YouTuber. There's one take he was just talking about it, and that I think I kind of agree with. And it was because he was talking about this, and then someone asked him, "Is like now that you think that Trump is covering it up, are you a liberal now?" And he was like, "You know what, man? I hate when people say liberal or Republican. Like, why don't you guys just like instead of being liberal or Republican, just look at the ideas and stuff like that rather than liberal or Republican." I kind of agree with that, bro. It doesn't matter if you're a liberal or Republican. It matters like if Trump's actually a pedophile and I'm a Republican, whatever, he should still go to jail. It doesn't matter if I'm not gonna switch whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm actually saying it right, but yeah, exactly. And so was Elon, so was fucking Joe Rogan, all these people. Even that dude, I don't know if you've seen that dude, Jordan Peterson. I think we talked about him. He was also a Democrat, but he's Canadian, so I guess it's a Canadian Democrat. But yeah, there's a lot of Democrats that turn from it, and then just the ideas. But I think he says something too. Like, I think you should just take away the titles of Democrats and Republicans and just base it off of ideas, and then just follow the ideas rather than like the actual name. Because he made a good point too. Some people when they vote, they just all right. I don't want to vote any Democrats, so I'm just going to vote Republicans. And all I know is Trump, so any other Republicans, I'm just going to do it because I just know he's a Republican. And I think it's the same thing with the Democrats. I think that's not a good way to actually vote. You're going to get like a lot of bullshit people in between that. You're not following their values or anything. You're just following them because they're Republican.
Being in them.
That's weird. Now time it started good.
Trump, and you think all the Democrats just chose not to use that information against Donald Trump?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like your favorite sport. It's actually
it really doesn't.
It should be about your values and what you want in your country.
To explain Jeffrey Epstein,
I think that's my problem with the
had access to a lot of
with the big beautiful bill too. It's like I like the big beautiful bill, but he put too much shit in it.
Lex Wexner, I believe was his name, Victoria's Secret CEO. He was able to leverage that relationship.
Who was that?
Into an ability to interact.
I like the no taxing on tips. I like the no taxing on overtime and all these cuts, whatever. But why not just have those and do that small bill, like vote on each one instead of a big ass bill, thousands of pages. Oh, did it just turn off? Fuck. Hold on. Accidentally pressed. I don't even know what I pressed. It just turned off. Yeah, to be honest, I hate tipping too. But at least there's no tax on it. I don't even get tips. My thing was I like the overtime because my job
with a lot of very
the last 2 hours
I think his calling
of my shift is always overtime. And then plus any overtime I do like during the weekends and stuff.
Hey, come to dinner with me. I'm going to have these 2 Victoria's Secret models there. You'll get to meet them. What's going to motivate you?
That makes me want to work. I think incentives like that make me want to work.
You think he's not going to show up if there's a Victoria's Secret model at dinner? I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah.
That all makes sense to me. Now, I've never met Jeffrey Epstein. I've never met Pam Bondi. I told you that I know Cash. I've met him. We've had him on the show several times.
Are you looking for a job?
I think Dan Bongino for years because he worked at Fox initially. He's also in the radio business.
I don't know if Target's hiring right now.
Auburn fan.
Because they just had a big hiring.
College football.
But
the guy is busting his ass.
They might be hiring soon again.
Trying to do the best things that
end
he
of
can
October
to make America as safe as possible. I think he got in there. I think he looked at it. Now, you heard the question for Pam Bondi. Is it possible that there was evidence that showed Jeffrey Epstein was an intelligence asset of this country or a foreign country, and they destroyed that evidence because they're still trying to protect other agents?
I thought I was doing decent.
Other individuals? Yeah, I think that's possible. Maybe.
Yeah. I'll send you some info too about it
would help to
if it comes up sooner.
Tactics and how he ended up with.
But yeah, it's Target in Rialto off of
conspiracy. And everybody is hiding all
Alder.
this information. It just doesn't add up. And if that makes you upset, so be it.
Yeah, but I'm putting that like towards my shields. Every time I shield someone, I get like part of their
go back and look at my entire history.
Their assist.
Some people look over their shoulder and they're like, "Hey,
the warehouse,
up behind me." I'm not one of them. I don't care. If you watch and you like what we do, good for you. If you listen and you like what you hear, good for you.
If you want to, I saw.
So be it.
I know you don't smoke.
Doesn't really impact my life.
I just saw it recently though. I remember you told me you had like your security license,
or
whatever.
Because I love it.
Or you do security work.
It's important to
at Stizzy
shine a light on a lot of different
San Bernardino. They're hiring for security guards. I saw there was like a post in the front
than it otherwise would if I didn't exist.
But I saw that like 2 weeks ago.
The reason why I'm not yet ready to retire is if I'm not here,
or a week ago,
nobody does what I do. Legit, there is no replacement for me, for better or worse. If there was, I'd go hire him. I would love to hire 25-year-old Clay Travis. I would love to hire 35-year-old Clay Travis. I've been doing this for 20 years. I've yet to find
shit. I didn't know that was like you have to renew it.
Let me know. because I would like to have them as an employee at my companies. I'd like to have as many people who work as hard as I can as I can. The biggest issue I have is I work harder than almost anybody else in this entire business.
People are jumping everywhere.
Jeez. But I got to tell you, it's important.
I think our problem
to call balls and strikes
is that
willing to
our tank went
as I see it.
AP.
Analyze facts in hyper,
and they got 2 tanks
and energized spaces. And if that makes you trust
me,
less,
man,
so be it. But that's what, to me, all of the evidence reflects as it pertains to Epstein.
We had damage.
And I think that is I think that's the reality.
It's damage.
I could go.
This is like
the different comments, and they
like
would
your
be
starting item,
entertaining.
And this is that one where you you turn into the rod that gives you like mana.
Let's do that
every time you use it.
By the way, encourage.
And these are damage ones. I don't know if you've seen this one.
YouTube. I'm gonna start running through some of the YouTube comments.
I think that was kind of new, and this one
together.
Refills your ultimate faster.
Collated
gives you ability
questions. I won't look at them in advance.
But look at this. He shouldn't have went that.
Email me a list of 10 questions, and I'll respond to in
2
them
straight
in
tanks.
Person. You're Jewish. Everyone should understand this when you comment.
Oh, so he's Jewish. How did I know he was Jewish? Just the way he was talking. Let me see. Actually, let me check. Like how you know that guy Ben Shapiro? I feel like he's also kind of dismissing it, and he's also Jewish. Like he's okay with the whole thing being like, "Oh yeah, the Epstein file is done." I'm gonna check Clay, American writer, lawyer. Oh, never mind. I thought he was Jewish. I was gonna ask Google: is Clay Travis Jewish? Oh no, never mind. He's not Jewish. Didn't he just say he was Jewish, or is someone else?
And on any story that implicates Jewish interest, i.e., Epstein. Decent theory. Only one.
Oh, never mind. This guy's reading stuff.
Actually, not actually Jewish. Sorry.
Oh, there it goes.
You're so rich, you don't have to work for anyone, and
no, he just said it.
Choose to betray your fellow countrymen on behalf of a foreign nation.
1141.
You are so much worse than a cheap prostitute.
Oh yeah, I was saying earlier.
The truest.
So I asked you if you change your name because this dude over here, I don't know if it still shows it. Let me see if I can find it. It was like something. He kept asking me to play Wild Rift, but I didn't know who it was. I was like, "Who is this?" So I didn't write him back. But then when you sent me that thing and it said Wild Rift, I thought it was you. Oh, here he is, Glorious Nosebleed. I have no clue who that is. You know who that is? Then I thought it was fucking Vince for a while. And then I thought it was what's that dude? Oh, that is you? Yeah, that's why I was like, are you Glorious Nosebleed? Okay, that makes sense now. Yeah, I don't have it. Yeah. Okay, now I know, bro. Because I just knew you had, like you said, solo. I thought you were all solo. But it kind of makes sense now because you said you can't play regular League, so you play Wild Rift. That kind of sucks. Actually, I haven't played Wild Rift. I played Wild Rift when it first came out, so I don't know how it is now. Oh, okay. I just know I remember when I played, Ramis had like a different ability on there. Is it old Skarner? The old Ultimate? I fucking hate the new Skarner Ultimate. Put this guy back on. Oh, no Skarner yet? What?
Sense. You need to get out of our country. You do not belong here. Where should I go? I mean, in all honesty, where's the best place to go? Not a big fan of cold
Hasn't it been out for like?
So I'm taking it off the table.
At least 5 years already.
Always super warm weather.
Am I tripping?
Much more warm weather than cold. Don't want to pay taxes.
Oh yeah, she's on here. They have an Aurora on here.
Need reliable Wi-Fi.
She's like the
good schools.
The girl, the rabbit
go?
chick.
You know,
right?
I think that is I think that's a interesting question. So if you got ideas, you can let me know. Let's see.
Bro, you trip out. There's so much new people.
The government, they're your buddy!
Now,
exclamation point.
I don't know if you noticed right now.
I criticize the government all the time.
They rotate.
But if
the
you
always
criticize the government, then you're probably wrong. Like, I look at this from a sports perspective.
Have you played?
Sometimes coaches make bad decisions.
Marvel Rivals.
But if the coach always makes the wrong decision, well, you should fire him and get a new one. That's why we have elections.
Yeah, this was a different one.
Inside of the government do a good job.
It's a whole different map.
Marco Rubio's doing a really good job. I think Donald Trump is doing a really good job. I like the job that J.D. Vance is doing. I like the job that Stephen Miller is doing. There are a lot of people I can point to right now. Marty McCary.
Hell yeah, dude.
Jay Bhattacharya.
I still kind of like the original ARAM map better. But these are cool because they have that shit. So it makes it a little bit different.
They recently made 6-3 on trans.
I feel like it's fatter too.
I thought Amy Coney Barrett's recent opinion destroying Ketanji Brown Jackson, really good one. Doesn't mean I agree with every Supreme Court opinion. Agreeing sometimes with the government doesn't mean that you always agree with the government. What an asinine thing to say.
Last one you played, were you able to do these?
Them like children. Well, all I'm saying is I trust Kash Patel and
way girthier
to do good jobs at the FBI.
The girthiest.
How is that?
Actually, no. This is probably the second girthiest one. I think there's one girthier.
He's either compromised or a liar. Deserves zero credibility. Okay, I disagree. We know who you work for. A picture of Netanyahu. Really? What are they paying me? It would have to be gobs of money, and everybody would see it, and I would be a foreign agent. Spoiler alert, nothing. I haven't been paid anything to ever, to my knowledge, give an opinion.
Remember that the very first ARAM map?
Let's see. I'm going to keep reading. These are
it's called the Howling Abyss.
Criticisms from
underneath, that the first one?
Underneath my comments. The Jew defends the government's verdict. Pay attention, people. Clay is a part of the club. Yes, I am Jewish. Not really, actually at all. And I'm a part of the club. Like, what do I gain?
Yeah, they have that one out here too. So I think they rotate.
I'm sitting in my
5 maps or 4 maps
in a t-shirt doing a show. If there's a club, I don't think I'm a member of any club. I try, and in fact, the only club I've even tried to join recently. This is a true story. For our 20th anniversary, happy birthday to my wife Laura, by the way. For our 20th anniversary last year, I was trying to think, what do I get my wife? What should I give her as a 20th anniversary present? And for once, I was way in advance. I was like 6 months out early, and
it's
a
small
like,
little ad, but I think that makes the game a little bit better.
A couple of times. They have
for like running away and shit.
It's not even that high end of a club, but they have them all over the country. And if you want to go to a restaurant or you want to stay in a hotel or a pool or whatever, I was like, this is a good gift.
But I blocked it.
They wouldn't let me in. And I even tried to buy a global membership. They wouldn't let me in, I guess because I'm too controversial. I don't know. I'm not a member. Okay. I'm a member of my golf club. They let me in a long time ago.
Yeah, there
it really
is.
Cost me anything. I think that's the only club I'm a member of. Let's see.
Now what they need to add is a little mini boss somewhere that comes randomly, like a Baron or a... I don't know if you remember the 3v3. They had that big ass spider.
Let's see.
Like
anyway,
the original
I just
league.
I can run through. Most of these comments are so illogical and not particularly even rational that it's hard to respond to them. I would just point out that if you believe that Merrick Garland and Pam Bondi are both working in conjunction with each other, shaking hands as Democrat and Republican to avoid having to have any sort of release.
I gotta show it to you. I think that one's called Twisted Tree Line or something like that.
That's crazy. I think
and
that's
it was
crazy. I really do.
Just a 3v3 map in the middle.
The Crazy Town train.
I think after 10 minutes, that big ass spider spawned.
It doesn't logically make
pretty much like Baron.
All right, several other different things. Positive. TSA has ended the shoe removal requirement. I don't know how many people are going to go from Epstein to TSA shoe removal requirements in the same show, but this is a no-brainer. This is a 100% smart decision. I don't know that.
Yeah, it's not A-Round. It's you pick your own character like regular, but just a 3v3.
From TSA.
But you know what?
And
I think
that even
you know how they rotate the maps in. I think sometimes they or back then they were rotated in round A-Round style.
Guy stopped me. He's like, I watch your shows on YouTube all the
But
time.
by the way, I feel like this whole, even though I think it's annoying, I feel like the whole shoe issue is like, who cares? They didn't release the Epstein stuff. They're not talking about the shoe issue in the fucking airplanes. Like, who cares about that? I don't know. I never really thought about that shit. I know it's annoying, but come on, man. We don't care about that shit.
Love you. Well, sorry, but I don't think your job actually matters that much. And I don't think it makes us that much safer. If we had regular, just go through, walk.
So, I don't know. They just said it today. The TSA is no longer going to be require you to take off your shoes when you go through the airport security. You know, they make you take off your shoes and go through that metal detector and pat you down and check all that shit. But they're still going to pat you down, but they're not going to make you take off your shoes. I think it just came out today. I think. Yes, I don't. Yeah, exactly. X-rays can do it, but I still feel like it's still not an issue. Like they're trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, this is a big victory. It's like, who cares? People are pissed off about the Epstein stuff. They don't care. Yeah, it's a nothing burger, exactly. I don't care either way. Even though it's annoying when you have to take off your shoes, but I don't care either way about it. Get this bitch. Hell yeah. Oh shit. Oh no way. Oh, I thought he had me. All right, put this back on.
Metal detectors like we do for every concert, whatnot. I think that would probably work just as well. Taking your shoes off has always been moronic. Making you take your laptop out of the bag and put it in a separate conveyor belt doesn't make sense to me. The fact I have the TSA pre-check, so I didn't have to take my shoes off. The fact that if you're under 12, you don't have to take your shoes off. The fact that if you're over whatever it is
I didn't know that.
If you're over 75 or 65, whatever the math, I think it's 75, you don't have to take your shoes off. I'm glad that they have changed this rule. It is sanity returning some small measure. It will probably make it a little bit easier to get through the TSA security lines. This, to me, is ultimately a very positive result. So, positive side, government doing things that actually make sense. NCAA College Football 26 has come out. I promise.
I don't know, man. I feel like this guy is Jewish and Jewish every time I hear him talk.
It is not.
The more and more I hear him talk, he's Jewish.
Hiding.
Becomes more Jewish.
Jeffrey Epstein people in the house. It is my kids screaming because they are now playing NCAA College Football 26, the EA Sports game that came out. I gave up video games because they got too advanced for me. Every now and then I play one of my kids in Madden, and usually I lose. I think I can still beat the 10-year-old maybe. 17 and 14-year-olds smoke me. They're way better at the video game controllers have gotten too complicated. My 14-year-old, who has been playing this game nonstop since it came out yesterday, I think it came out yesterday, says that this gameplay is much more difficult. So to the extent that you want a review of gameplay, the answer is that this one is way more difficult in general than others. And he says it's fabulous and lots of fun. And I can hear him downstairs as I am doing this show yelling at the computer screen.
Fucking game is it?
How those things are going. Joe Biden. Joe Biden's out of office.
Did he say the game?
And somebody was working on a book about him. And I thought this was pretty funny. Let's see. On March 25th, when he'd been out of office just over 2 months, Biden said he would be willing to speak on the book the next day. The next morning, he answered, said he was running late to catch a train. This is a reporter, got Joe Biden's cell phone number. He said he had a very negative view of Trump's second term. I don't see anything he's done that's been productive. Asked if he had any regrets.
Yeah, he was. Then he started describing a game that his son was playing.
I don't spend.
But he just wouldn't say what game it was.
On it. And then this reporter says, after the first call, furious Biden aides repeatedly called and texted the writer. After the brief second call, aides blocked the reporter's calls to the former president. 2 days later, a message from Verizon Wireless replaced Biden's voicemail. The number you dialed has been changed, disconnected, or is no longer in service.
Did you asshole?
How in the world would that be necessary but for the fact that Biden's staff is panicked because they know he has dementia and they're so terrified that he might talk to a reporter and they have no idea what he might say. Trump, by the way, has a cell phone, answers it all the time, talks to people, reporters on the cell phone all the time, picks it up and has conversations on it all the time. And a lot of times his staff is not involved.
You know, that's one thing I'm going to give this guy. He's right. Trump is not a zombie. I feel like Biden wasn't even the president, to be honest. He was like a walking skeleton. The only thing I'll give Biden that I really like that he did is, I don't remember if you've seen it, but it was that one picture that he took. The reporters were asking him a question, and he was walking away, and he like turns around and smiles. That was my favorite moment of Biden. I want to put make a shirt and have that on my fucking shirt, bro. I'm pretty sure you know exactly which one I'm talking about. Yeah, that shit. Look at fall off the bike. While you. Oh shit! He killed me in 2 hits. I want to find that one now. I'm gonna show it to you. Oh yeah, I found it. See if I can find the GIF of it. Once I find the GIF, I'm gonna put it on the OBS. It has to be a GIF for this shit. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Hold on. Let me die again. I was gonna suicide in right now, so I can show you this. Oh shit! No. All right. I can put it on. I don't want to take. Oh, here it is. Biden turning around and smiling. Is it up? Remember this one, bro? It's all-time classic. That's my favorite one, man. They're asking him a serious ass question. He just turns around and smiles. Oh man. Probably that would have be a hard ass shirt though. Especially if it can be a GIF too. I don't know if they'll ever make GIF shirts, but that'll be perfect for that. For reals, bro. I felt like our life was going good. We lived through some good times, and then it's fucking made a wrong turn somewhere. Now everyone's confused about their gender and fucking senile. The holographic shirts. I remember seeing those, but I haven't seen those in forever. Like they had a battery inside the shirts, right? Is that the ones you're talking about? Oh no, I know what you're talking about. It's like the yeah. I forgot what that's called. It's not optical illusion. It's there's a term for it, right? It's what's that term? It's not holographic. Works. So holographic will come out like Star Wars or something. Optical, yeah. Okay, it's optical illusion. Yeah. I'm gonna look into see how much it costs to make one of those.
Now you can argue, hey, if you wanted to, maybe the president shouldn't be doing that, but that's a sign of how plugged in to media Trump is, that he's doing these sorts of interviews all the time. Joe Biden's new cell phone number gets out, reporter calls, and his entire apparatus around him panics, and there is just a terror associated with it. So I did think that was interesting. Last part of conversation today, I want to make sure that I get this quote right, so I am scrolling through
Stickler Prince,
and we'll find it here shortly. The new Superman movie is coming out this week, and I was actually kind of excited to see it. I thought to myself, you know what? This is going to be a
last time you played. Did it have those?
I tend to like superhero movies.
You could press U, and you guys all do like a fist.
I think the original Superman came out in like '78, if I'm not mistaken. The first Superman. I know the Batman with Jack Nicholson, I believe, came out in '89, which were kind of the universe of all of those shows came out in that space.
Is it serious?
James Gunn, who is the director, said, according to Variety magazine, Superman is about, quote, an immigrant that came from other places and how we've lost the value of basic human kindness.
No, it's actually a fist. So like these are the emotes that you can choose from. But if you press U, I'll show you right now when I'm alive. There's also U and I. So watch. You can't spam this. So I press U, see that fist comes up, and then everyone else can do it if they want. You put the fist up, and then it gives you like a knuckles. And then I is like a sorry one. I'll do that right now if I fuck up. Got that bitch. Oh, I can't do it when I'm dead. Oh, no, I did. I did do it. You said sorry to your team. Fisting Diddy party. Whole bunch of baby oil. You know what the crazy part about that one is too, bro? There's actually like a legit video of him just beating the shit out of Cassie, and they still let that guy go. Like he was chasing her down a hotel and fucking dragged her, fucking slammed her to the ground. Yeah, in the hallway. Was it a hotel or a hallway? I thought it was maybe it was the hallway in the hotel. Yeah, like she was trying to go to a. Yeah. She's trying to get to the elevator, and he just drags her. Like, my conspiracy theory is somehow they got into wherever the jurors were staying, and they just bought him out. Oh no! I know it's like I think it's impossible, right? Because they're supposed to not talk to anyone or look at any media. But I don't know, man. That seems like
about politics.
It seems like something fishy happening with that one.
About an immigrant that came from other places, and he says that we've lost the value of basic human kindness. Yes, it's about politics. Why? If James Gunn had said, yes, Superman is about politics, we have got, in my opinion, the most super president of my life, and basically Superman is an allegory
music
for what I
in
believe
Hollywood.
Is the job
that is being Hollywood
done by the president of
instead
the
of music,
United
but
States.
all the Hollywood type of people,
I'm
producers,
and
all
that's
that
why
shit.
I made a Super MAGA version of Superman in honor of Donald Trump. I would say you're a moron. Not because I happen to disagree with that take necessarily, but just because if I was given hundreds of millions of dollars to make a superhero movie about a Superman, I would want everyone to go see my movie. And I wouldn't want to say that it was political in any way. I would want to say, hey, I think this movie is going to appeal to Democrats, Republicans, and independents. It's about uniting us in common humanity and a quest for super heroic achievement of humanity, which is, I think, something that we all aspire to be, Superman or Superwoman in our chosen pursuits of life and in our chosen pursuits of fatherhood, motherhood, brotherhood, sisterhood. Everybody
thirsty
to
for
me
the Twitch.
is trying to be Superman, and that is why it is a universal story that connects with so many people.
I'm gonna switch it up.
The political spectrum: white, black, Asian, Hispanic, gay, straight. We all.
You were not talking about enough conspiracy theory stuff for me. Let's do this one. I was watching this one last night and I fell asleep.
2 inches thick, carved with an intricate spiderweb design.
Start from right here.
Spider Rock Gold Maps refers to 3 mysterious stone tablets discovered across West Texas in the early 1900s that conspiracy theorists believe contain encoded directions to massive Spanish treasure hoards. Between 1902 and 1910, a portly treasure hunter named Dave M. Arnold unearthed these cryptic stone maps in 3 separate Texas counties.
Just like me.
The first emerged from the confluence of the Salt Fork and Double Mountain Fork of the Brazos River near Aspermont. Arnold had followed what he claimed was an old sheepskin map, guided by 2 Hispanic men, including one known only as the Peg-Legged Mexican and another called Hernandez. Each stone tablet measured roughly 16 inches square and 2 inches thick, carved with an intricate spiderweb design that gave them their name. The maps display a bewildering combination of Roman numerals, Arabic numbers, ancient Spanish letters, and geometric symbols that remain completely undeciphered over a century later. What makes these discoveries particularly compelling is the physical evidence Arnold found alongside each stone. Near the first tablet, searchers uncovered Spanish silver epaulets, an ornate silver crucifix,
I'm gonna try to check out the
a
Twitch,
Spanish
but I don't
sword,
think I can.
and copper plates bearing mysterious markings. The second stone was literally imprisoned in the root system of a massive oak tree, requiring axes to extract. The locations where Arnold found these 3 stones form what researchers describe as a nearly perfect isosceles triangle across Fisher, Stonewall, and Callahan counties. This geometric precision...
Did you hear about the conspiracy theory that under the Gaza pyramid was like an other structure, like it was miles under it? I think it came out like maybe 4 months ago. Oh, little bitch. Was it faked? I saw something about it, but I didn't know they debunked it.
Precision suggests deliberate placement rather than random burial sites.
They're using like a technology that wasn't...
Spanish conquistadors traveling north with gold from Mexico encountered hostile Native American tribes in the early 1700s. Unable to continue with their heavy treasure, they buried it in a series of underground chambers and created these stone maps as a recovery system. The rectangular symbols supposedly represent an underground...
Last time when you played, did you have these? The Kappa juice? These put a hat on you. Okay.
With specific markings indicating water sources at 29
feet
with
these hats,
and designating
you can stack them
only
up to
one passable
25
entrance.
times.
Arnold's decade-long
I got
quest
2 of them
ended
right now.
abruptly when he vanished without a trace in 1914.
Let's see if I can get 25.
Searches resumed in the 1920s and intensified during the Great Depression when desperate fortune seekers used bulldozers and heavy earth-moving equipment to excavate
if Epstein can get away with it,
cache sites.
There's no such thing as laws
The original
anymore.
artifacts were supposedly destroyed in a 1909 fire at Dr. Caleb Terrell's drugstore in Haskell, Texas. However, the Terrell family secretly preserved many items for nearly 70 years, including map tracings, correspondence, and several copper artifacts. The third stone map spent over 50 years as a doorstop in Waco before being recognized. Modern treasure hunters have employed ground-penetrating radar, metal detectors, and sophisticated surveying equipment, yet the supposed treasure remains hidden. Some researchers claim that crude smelter pits discovered in the 1930s
honestly, I think he's alive.
Spanish mining operations existed in
having
the
a margarita,
area, lending credibility to the
shit.
burial theory. The conspiracy extends beyond simple treasure
Maxwell's
hunting.
not even in prison.
Some
She's
theorists
fucking out
suggest the maps contain astronomical alignments, or that the symbols reference lost Spanish mines rather than buried gold caches. Others propose connections to the Knights of the Golden Circle, though the Spanish origin appears more historically supported. What makes Spider Rock particularly intriguing is that unlike many treasure legends, these maps represent physical artifacts with documented discovery histories and surviving witnesses who observed the excavations firsthand. Silent City, Alaska refers to a mysterious aerial phenomenon that has captivated witnesses for over a century. This apparition manifests as what appears to be an enormous city floating in the sky above the Alaskan wilderness, complete with buildings, towers, and structures that seem impossibly detailed and realistic.
What happened? Look at it. And it keeps stacking up to 25 times?
The most documented sighting occurred in 1937 when a group of prospectors near Mount McKinley reported observing a massive city suspended in the air for several hours.
They might have had it when
they described seeing what
still
looked like skyscrapers, streets, and even moving figures within the structures. The vision was so clear and persistent that multiple witnesses sketched identical details of the buildings they observed. What makes Silent City particularly intriguing is the consistency of reports across different decades. Witnesses from the 1920s through the 1960s described remarkably similar architectural features in their aerial city.
Fuck.
Many reported seeing Art Deco style buildings that resembled major metropolitan areas.
Yeah, it's only for ARAM. I don't think they have it on,
leading some to
on the normal one.
theorize they were witnessing projections of real cities from thousands of kilometers away. The scientific explanation centers on superior mirages created by temperature inversions in the Arctic atmosphere. When layers of air at different temperatures create a natural lens effect, distant objects can appear magnified and suspended in the sky. However, this explanation struggles to...
Alright, that's it. I have to call it a night, bro. I have to wake up for work tomorrow. I'm pushing it, but it was fun. I'm gonna try to stream more, so... What games can you play? Can you, have you tried Marvel Rivals? Can you play that one? Or... What other one was it? Monster Hunter World. I don't know if you have that one either. But yeah, good night, brother. We'll get some games, or I'll catch you tomorrow when I jump on. Or whenever. Dude, I think you'll really like that one. No, they have it for... No, it's not a first-person shooter. Monster Hunter... Wait, which one are you talking about? Ah, okay. Oh, wait. You're talking about Marvel Rivals as first-person shooter, right? That one's third-person, I think. And Monster Hunter is also third-person. Yeah. It's fun, bro. But yeah, I get you. It's not like it's not an RPG or anything. That's what people say, but I don't know, man. I feel like it's like way better than Overwatch. Yeah. Except that Overwatch is actually a first-person shooter, and Marvel Rivals is a third-person. Yeah, it's Overwatch. I personally like it way better, but yeah, it's still one of those type of games. It's almost similar, but not exactly. But no. Marvel Rivals is third. Kind of. Yeah, it's like some of the characters you're gonna have to spam, but they still have like they have Blade, and he's a melee character, and they have Wolverine. He's also a melee character, and like Hulk and shit. I think that's the biggest difference. Oh, yeah. You still aim and shoot. Yeah. Kind of. It's like not first person though. It's like think of more of like Gears of War or what's that other one? Space Marine. I don't know if you've seen that one, but yeah, it's like the over the shoulder type of shit. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because some of the people have to shoot. Yeah. Like you can see Venom's cakes and shit. That's the good thing about it. Like the graphics are really good. Venom has like a fat ass. It's fucking weird. And there's like a lot of Gooner shit on there. Yo, can you hear me? My shit fucking turned off when I accidentally exited this. But yeah, good night, brother. I'll be on tomorrow. Is it still off? Peace out, man. I want to make sure this works before I turn it off, though. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'll catch you tomorrow, brother. Yeah, I'll be on if you want to see it. I'm pretty sure you can download that one on Sweet Dreams, brother, on Linux. But yeah, peace out, man. Peace.